Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Mahathir Ahamad, the author of this research paper, and we're also with my co-author Norasikin Alimom. As for today, we're going to present this paper for the second Kuala Lumpur International Conference of Education, Economics and Technology. And our title for this paper is The Exposure and Acceptance of RTM Governmental Information Program among Urban Young Viewers in Klang Valley. So basically, this paper is focusing on the understanding of the role for mass media. We all understand that mass media has played important roles in shaping and enhancing public awareness towards the importance of media usage, especially in gaining information. And at the same time, by having this mass media, people start to question their belief and trust towards certain facts or organization. Means that mass media play important roles in triggered the public's sentiments and also the responsibilities of their responsibilities in order to shape and to question the integrity of the public, especially the ruling parties. Now, previously, public depend 100% on television, and they consider that mass media, especially television, as one of the most effective tools in enhancing communication process. And at the same time, mass media also help to shape and portray several aspects of their life, including their social activities, their behavior, how they make their opinion, and how they decide in their daily life, and also how to decide or how to create or how to make policies. Now, the issues now is the mass media has slowly been forgotten and suddenly almost become a history with the emergence of the new technology, especially the World Wide Web or the Internet, and also the fully function usage of social media, especially among the young viewers or the young adults in Malaysia. Since the development of Internet, there's a new form of social pressure among the new generation, which is they are racing each other to become the first person who share any information from the Internet, even though the information came from various sources which somehow being questioned the reliabilities. And also nowadays, the Generation Y, Z and the Millennial has participated less in strengthening the national agenda. Thus, the mass media has some difficulties to attract young viewers or voters in disseminating their public agenda. Now, as we all know, television plays an important role in shaping the mind of the masses and also helping molding the media literate generation. Due to this mass media, people nowadays has started to understand and learn how does the media function, how they disseminate their public agenda, and how the government or the ruling party use media in control the masses so that people understand what are the governments are doing at the moment. Well, to take an example, I would like to choose one of the most established media organization in Malaysia, which is Radio Television Malaysia or Jabatan Penyiaran Malaysia, also known as RTM, which is one of the agencies under the Ministry of Communication and Multimedia Malaysia, which has been established since the development of Tanah Melayu, early days in the development of Tanah Melayu. So, now, there's a common prejudice towards RTM, which is RTM is viewed as a biased information sources and also pro-authority, means that, as we all understand, RTM is one of the news agency or the media agency that represent the ruling country or the ruling parties currently. So, since there's a few tragedies or there's a few story that create unstable socio-political scenarios, which somehow lately has generated a lot of silent majority of anti-government society. Means that somehow due to this prejudice, people tend to accuse RTM as biased and pro-government. And somehow when they say biased and pro-government, the transparency of the news has been questioned. Again, viewers among teenagers and young adults seem to slowly diminish, especially the younger generation, as they felt that RTM, especially in TV1 program, does not appeal to them, and most of the content in RTM only suit older generation or the senior citizen generation. They add that the game shows are dull, uncreative titles, and monotonous posts and shots. They also complain that the drama series are dreadful and tasteless weekend programs, and this kind of program needs some facelift and a mind shift to lure the younger viewers, and they should try to cater a wider spectrum of audience. This statement has been taken from a research done by Fuziah Kartini Hassan Basri 2011. Now, the main question is RTM still relevant to the generation Y and Z or to the younger generation? So based on the problem statement, we're going to identify a few questions and also objectives in order to achieve the question, which is RTM still relevant or not? One of the research objectives in this paper is to explore the exposure to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers. Next is to find out the acceptance of the RTM Governmental Information Program among young viewers. And next, it will be to examine the relationship between the gender and education level and exposure to RTM Governmental Information Program. Number 4 is to measure the relationship between the gender and education level and acceptance to the RTM Governmental Information Program. And last but not least, to identify the relationship between the exposure and acceptance of the RTM Governmental Information Program. Maybe some of us are asking, how will people look at these issues and how can we compare to the previous research that has closely related with this paper? So according to Pecora, Murray and Watella 2006, they focus on the impact of the television upon children's development. So it means that youngsters or young people are easily exposed, and it is very important to expose people in order to shape their mind. So the result of this study showed that some positive reaction between subjects' negative social development and their watching television habits. Means that we can shape people's attitude and also mind by expose them to television content. Various method and approach has been done by the media in Malaysia to help the government in inculcating increased awareness about the country's history and thus increasing the patriotic spirit, especially among youth. This one has been created or has been done by Ahamad Shah Pakir Muhammad 2011. Means that it is important to have a very good content, especially in building up the patriotism spirit among the public. Again, Fuziah Kartini Hassan Basri in 2011 in The Survival of Malaysia's National Television Within the Changing Mediascape stated that national television is under threat in the midst of a new station, new programming formats, and new communication technologies, even though it is still very much lauded as a keeper of our identity and history. This is one of the most challenging obstacles with the new format, the new program, and the new taste, and also the new demand according to the younger generation. And RTM need to cater this demand. So it's become their most challenging aspect in creating content. And last but not least, we are going to refer to the cultivation theory in 1986, where the social theory that examines the long-term effects of television or media. It stated that the more time people spend on their new media, listening tools or gadgets, the more they tend to believe they are in social reality portrayed by it. So this shows how important mass media shape and make people immerse with what they want to see. In conducting this research, we are going to use quantitative method, and we are going to set at least 100 questionnaire. Just for a sample, 100 college and university students, both male and female, aged between 19 to 25 years old, which is our target audience, and resided nearby Klang Valley, as we are going to target on the urban youth in Klang Valley. And the purposive sampling is used for the study in order to collect some data starting from the systematic survey to find information for research provider. And all of this data has been analyzed and decoded using SPSS. Let's refer to the research question 1. What is the amount of exposure to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers? Basically, after we calculate, we find out that exposure towards the respondent is in a very low level. Mean value in between 1.8 to 2.9 to 2.9. Attractive to the young viewers, a monotonous flow of program, very old-fashioned set and dull lighting. Only Selamat Pagi Malaysia is considered in high amount. Means that they still consider as a low level. Only for certain programs such as Selamat Pagi Malaysia, which has become one of the most well-known program among the young viewers. So, research question 2. What is the amount of acceptance to the RTM Government Information Program among the young viewers? So, affected from the result of exposure level, it shows that less respondent being exposed, and it caused a low level of acceptance, where all three main program, which is Dialog, Landscape and Suara Kita Hak Kita, show average mean between 2.79 to 2.83, and it shows that the young viewers watch more entertainment rather than factual or news style program. Research question 3. Is there any differences in the amount of exposure to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers between the males and females and between the levels of education? So the result shows that the exposure amount to the program between the male and female in a small amount of difference, which is male 1.90 and female 2.47, especially on the item of Selamat Pagi Malaysia. The respondent shows more numbers of female participants, and it does affect the result, as same with the level of education. The mean value of diploma 2.64, degree level 2.07, and the higher amounts of diploma student respondents is 63 to 37. Means that according to the gender, female viewers shows high numbers in watching the content, and also most of the program has been watched by those who have a diploma education background. Next finding on research question 4. Is there any difference in the amount of acceptance to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers between the males and females and between levels of education? So the result shows that the level of acceptance was significant to a program called Dialog. Differences show higher acceptance level towards female respondent, with the mean value of 14.61 due to the higher amount of female participation. Means according to this research, the higher participants that participate in this research is a female participant with 68 respondents, and the data shows similar pattern in 3 selected programs. And it shows higher amount in mean value represents degree student, which is Landscape 15.75, Dialog program 15.62, and Suara Kita Hak Kita 15.70. Even the exposure level is low, the acceptance become high as they aware of the program existed and understand the program content. Some of the program in the RTM has been exposed, and some of the students that participate in this research are aware about the existence, especially the Selamat Pagi Malaysia program. Again, Selamat Pagi Malaysia program actually literally has managed to attract young viewers, maybe because of the participant and their open concept where they encourage IPT and IPTS students to join the program. Last but not least, research question 5. What is the relationship between the exposure and the acceptance to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers? A result shows that the relationship between these two variables level of significance was at low level in average, which the correlation value shown is 0.496 for Landscape, a poor level at 0.278 for Dialog, and a moderate level for 0.428 for Suara Kita Hak Kita. Means that the relationship between the exposure and the acceptance to the RTM Governmental Information Program among the young viewers can be considered accurate, but in the low level of positive significant amount. As a conclusion, exposure and acceptance to a television program does have related to each other, although the results show a little amount of positive significant level. So to be precise, RTM Governmental Information Program was designed to cater all kind of audience, but at the same time they need to gain more attention towards young viewers in order to achieve the target of cleaning up the station, or in bahasa we call it meremajakan station, or to make the station become more delightful and fresh. So some of the respondents of the research might have watched and aware of some of the RTM program, yet the information was not clear to be perceived, and the content did not manage to persuade and encourage them to be more responsible citizens. Maybe in terms of the concept, maybe in terms of the setting, and also the approach can be enhanced in the future to suit the younger generation. Of course, as we discussed just now, the most significant sign was the morning shows Selamat Pagi Malaysia, where they have a little bit of fresh concept and style. So this program goes through several transitions, the theme and also the trend changes, injecting elements of modern and relaxed concept, provide a slot for young participants such as teenagers and students to perform and to promote their activities. For the next researcher, maybe we can focus on the new program, whether if they are changing the concept, they are changing the style to suit with this younger generation. Does this program able to attract younger generation? Thank you. Assalamualaikum.